This is the future. We now live in the future. Maybe not in the future as envisioned in this Motorola TV ad from the 60s, but the technology that we can see there has certainly arrived, if not exceeded expectations from that time. Technologies featured in movies that really impressed us 8 years ago have now become reality. So if you've seen Minority Report, and if you remember the gestural interface from that movie, it's already reality. It's already available in the commercial system. And a new breed of bug-like robots has been announced just earlier this year. Blade Runner was a box office flop when it opened in 1982. But the media facades that were created for this movie were certainly very inspirational. And in the last couple of years, this glimpse into the future of animated, large-scale media has become reality, and we can see these facades appearing everywhere. This leads to the question, what can the role of design be when the reality that faces us is more extraordinary than the futures imagined in science fiction? And in this talk, I want to introduce 5 technologies that will play a role in designing this future. First one, virtual realities. They have been around for a really long time. Even when Microsoft Windows 3.1 came out, there was a virtual reality already. And what you can see there is avatars and a not very successful use of avatars in these examples. We also see avatars in online worlds like Second Life, for example, where they represent users. This sense of the word was popularized by Neil Stephenson in his cyberpunk novel Snow Crash. More recently, movies like Surrogates propose a future where we interact with each other in the real world through avatars, controlling them from our living room. Augmented reality is defined by its ability to augment physical space with digital information. And while iPhone applications exist already that show the potential of these type of applications, they're not a truly contiguous experience yet. But fear not, researchers are already working on solar-powered contact lenses which you can wear in your eye and give you this augmented reality experience, which could soon lead to a very Terminator-like experience in the real world. Number 2, human-robot interaction. Robots have been around for a long time in science fiction, movies and novels. And we all know and love R2-D2 and 3CPO from the Star Wars movies. But we certainly wouldn't want to hug this creepy baby robot, even though it is capable to express all the facial expressions of a 1-year-old. This is explained by a phenomenon called the uncanny valley, which says that the more human a robot looks, the more creepy we find it. It triggers a negative emotional response, a feeling of disgust. Watch out for the corpse and the zombie there. Number 3, wearable computing. For example, this dress that was developed by one of the students at my university in Sydney, which shows the emotional versus physical stress of the wearer through physical movement. Or, using pico projectors, we can even turn parts of our body into a display, transforming our skin into a display, and we can even record when we touch the skin with our finger, and possibly you could control your MP3 player with this. And Philips has actually a patent on something called, what they call electronic tattoos, where the skin could really, this form of display could really be integrated into the skin. Number 4. Ambient computing was coined by Mark Weiser in 1991. And he envisioned a future where computers are weaved into the everyday environment, disappearing the environment, rather than forcing the human to enter theirs. For example, this technology could allow you to get your weather forecast for the day while you're having breakfast, or it could visualize data that would otherwise be not visible. Media architecture, number 5, is describes the integration of media into urban environments. Using new technologies, you can create new urban experiences, possibly changing human behavior. For example, making it fun to use the stairs, and therefore saving energy and encouraging physical behavior. Or on a larger scale, you can use this technology to transform buildings into social media, allowing people to exchange messages or the building to react on people passing by, or providing useful information in environments such as public train stations. This new technology allows us to transform almost completely our current environment, but it also brings with it huge risks, such as, for example, excessive advertising. We therefore need to really carefully, as the designers and inhabitants of this planet, consider the design tools at our disposal in order to address challenges, new challenges that we are facing now when we are entering the second decade of the 21st century, such as global crisis, resource wars, or answering the question, how can technology help to improve the life of people in lesser developed countries? How can we design a future that maybe can feel a little bit like these Motorola TV ads from the 60s? And I'm just coming from the Biennale, which was happening around the corner in the same building. And this Biennale is going to take place over the next 2 days. The exhibition is going to be on for the whole month. And we're going to discuss questions like this in the Biennale, and we would also like to invite you to join us in our discussions in order to find out why should we care and how can we get involved and what can we do about it.